Hi, welcome. Richard Lehwald and Jazz Mattu. We are here to help you navigate your life now that we're all facing some global issues with this coronavirus and so on. And we're not looking at any specific remedy, but we're looking at key points to do with what? Your immune system. And the best thing to do, that's to prevent any kind of disease issue, doesn't matter what it is, again, is have a strong immune system. A weakened immune system is what gets your body to break down, is what makes you sick, diseased. And again, the word disease, you're at ease and you're balanced, disease, you're out of balance. So a good, healthy immune system is going to be the key. But typically people, give me the pill. Give me the fix, the quick fix, so I can handle this and deal with this and overcome my condition. It's more, again, about lifestyle. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. That is a key fundamental thing that we need to address down here. The key points about what certain things are going to address our lifestyle and therefore support our immune system.
Yeah, so it's in the daily practices, from the moment you wake up and even when you're sleeping, because sleep is the time that you heal, repair, rejuvenate.
Yes, it is.
And if you have a stressful night and you don't sleep very well, you wake up tired and your body's still stressed, you're in this sympathetic, parasympathetic mode. And when you're sleeping, you're supposed to be in parasympathetic so that your body can heal.
Yes.
So you're relaxed, okay? So you should wake up refreshed in the morning. The fight or flight is like being chased by the tiger, and that creates stress. Stress is the biggest cause of disease.
Yes,
again, it creates out of balance conditions. So aging, whatever you're looking at. But so can your lifestyle choices influence your immune system? And this information is really, it's all out there. It's nothing, what we're presenting here is not something magical, but we often forget because we're creatures of habit, and so we buy into lifestyles that are actually kind of, costing us an awful lot on the health side, and in many more factors to be the economic side from that too. So, can you be prepared and practice prevention? As you know, every year we enter into the flus, but now who knows for this thing? So, 100%, okay? Go in that mindset. You are in charge. Make the mental decisions that I am going to overcome this. But first of all, fine-tune your thinking. So what are we presented with typically in today from all the agencies and so on, what to prevent in general? This hand hygiene, right? Yes, it's true. You touch things, you got bacteria, but again, what people forget, it's if you got a weakened immune system, you can breathe it in, and touching and so on can have an effect too. But what are generally the population now using for the hand hygiene as they go about?
Sanitizer, hand sanitizer. And we see it, people are getting into this frenzy with just going out there and getting hand sanitizer. Whilst it has its benefits, there are also some concerns with that, obviously, with the amount of alcohol in there, the impact of that alcohol on our bodies, on our immune systems. And we see it. People are complaining of extremely dry hands and, cases of almost dry forms of eczema and stuff, So that is something, I think one of the key fundamental things, as you mentioned with hand washing, is washing our hands. Good old, good quality soap is going to be great. Neem comes to mind for me. It's a great antiviral, antibacterial soap that can be used very, very effectively. So, hey, grab some neem soap and start using that.
Right.
Yeah.
And, for protection after you wash it with neem soap, which is inexpensive.
Absolutely.
And people are willing to pay, $200 for some of this hand sanitizers.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe to thousands of dollars, because people are hoarding and then taking advantage of the market, which self-addressed. Again, ask the questions, look for answers, and there's always answers out there, right? And we're here to help you get some answers. So 100% neem soap, wonderful. much of that has been used in India
Yes.
for thousands of
course,
years,
yes.
and does many even beneficial things, not just for killing bacteria, but it's great for your skin.
Yes.
So if you want to have youthful, beautiful skin, use neem.
Absolutely.
Okay. So for myself, I make my own colloidal silver, and I put a little spray bottles, and I give it to friends, and and hey, spray some in your hands, because there are studies that have been done as far back as 2005 or maybe even before. But if people were to kind of look, okay, because a lot of it is being debunked as well, and actually being criticized. What do you mean silver? No. For thousands of years, silver's been used. It's known to be antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and some of the studies done in this, I have the information. If anybody wants, I can send it to them, post it. But it's has been used. It's known to kill HIV virus within 3 hours. It kills the DNA of the virus. So anyways, few simple things. It can give you one of the greatest, and you put a layer of the silver on your hands, on your face, on your eyes, on your ears, on your nose, swallow some, gargle with some, you got massive amount of protection. Simple thing, inexpensive, it's proven to work. Look for the information, and if you feel that there are some people going to debunk this. There always will be.
Yes.
Okay, because there's so much money at stake as well. There's people of interest that, are going to try to capitalize on the panic and the crisis.
So most of these things that when we really look at it practically, most of the things that we're talking about are either, free or inexpensive.
Exactly.
These are things that are going to cost you a few dollars. Some of them are like colloidal silver has been around. This isn't anything new. I think
no rocket science.
I think
in it.
sometimes what happens, we get too caught up in the latest fad of what we're hearing and what people are using and what people are recommending. And I'm sure, I hear it almost on a, hourly basis. If you only have to look at social media or, listen to the radio, the latest, the greatest, the best thing they're talking about now, this has been proven for that, and everyone's making recommendations. I mean, I saw something great on social media, and this was just a week ago. I think the Malaysian government have actually announced that they're recommending people take vitamin C. I mean, that's a powerful statement for a government to say, hey, you know what, let's not panic, take some vitamin C. Perhaps eat fruit, take some vitamin C capsules or intravenously.
Drink lots of lemon water, lots of vitamin C.
So when we talk about neem or we talk about colloidal silver, these are very simple answers, and many of our listeners and viewers are probably aware of this and have heard of this.
But maybe need to be reminded that it's there, right? They might have it in their cupboards already.
Yes.
But one thing that I'm aware of on vitamin C is that it boosts interferon. So hey.
Yes.
That's kind of boost your immunity once again. Okay, so if you got lemons and oranges and all these things, just start doubling up on it. And if you've got vitamin C powders or pills, start taking some more on that. Okay.
The other thing that you'd mentioned a while back was like the fermented foods and probiotics. I mean, and that's another. I mean, again, just to remind us some key basic fundamental things of, nourishing our body with fermented foods, kombucha and mushrooms, those types of products and stuff.
And you're going to have to eat food.
Absolutely.
So just switch your habits to the choices of food you can make. Right?
Absolutely,
You can have that. Yeah. So, so we get useful information on it, the warnings, but let's look at how to what products we're going to use, what steps we can take.
Yes.
Again, once we have choices and say, hey, it's not just one way,
yes.
There's many ways, okay? So what we even bring here beyond, you might find if you start reading and doing some research, some other stuff. Please share that with other people, okay?
Absolutely.
People need to be empowered with this information. Well, so as we know that diet foods, okay, are so important, so what people eat. But here are some other questions, okay? The number one thing, do you smoke or do you play, work, whatever, in smoky environments? What's it attack? The lungs. So we're compromising our lungs with what we're breathing in, and we find that again, that a lot more people, I think in China, were affected by this because of the pollution. When they saw, because they shut down all the businesses and the factories, the pollution levels from above, from the satellites they were watching, the pollution levels were gone. The places were cleaner. And guess what? some of the stats starts changing.
Yes.
Less people being affected. So
yes.
definitely respiratory conditions, all of a sudden, so don't compromise your respiratory. If you're a smoker, this is a good time to think about changing and drop that.
And with that said, I mean, I've been recommending a lot this past month with people, investing, making small investments in either salt lamps or even, I mean, you can get some beautiful diffusers out there with essential oils. Let's, when it comes to pollution in our air, also let's not forget within our home, some simple, with a candle and a little saucer and some water and essential oils, we can make a diffuser. So burning essential oils in an environment just to keep the air, perhaps
fresh.
We're fortunate right now, our days are longer and we're getting a little bit warmer weather. Crank a window open, air and ventilate the room. That's really important. We're talking about a lot of people staying at home, governments are saying stay home. I think whilst that's a great idea to prevent the spread, but at the same time, we want to make sure that our environment, the air quality in our house, especially if we're putting on our furnaces, we've got pets, all of these things, simple salt lamps, diffusers, burning some essential oils, those are going to be really, really great since you touched on the topic of pollution, that's something, and again, simple, inexpensive things that we can do.
Right. Well, maybe people are going to stay home more or whatever and they're not going out, and sometimes people got bad habits of drinking too much alcohol.
Yes.
Enjoy a glass of wine, but it's always in the excesses that can backfire on lifestyle, of course. Because of bad food choices, there's a lot of obesity, and this can be a very big compromising factor. So if you're in that situation, look at how you can shed some pounds, okay? So if you have a weakened immune system, you're already dealing with it. Find out what else can then strengthen with you, which we'll cover more of. Are you dealing with chronic conditions? So some people that are now, it's inflammation. Behind all diseases is inflammation. The itis, bronchitis, colitis, doesn't matter. Bursitis, it's all an itis. Itis is simply meaning of inflammation. So if you've got chronic inflammatory conditions, this is also a lowered immune system. What about sleep? So many people these days suffer sleep.
Absolutely.
And again, that brings in more stress. Stress causes more disease, out of balance condition, lowers your immune system. So do practice some of the things that help you get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
And some of the things that I recommend for many, many years now and often do is, when you go to bed, again, I focus a lot on the feet, but they say there's 72,000 points in the feet. These points are connected to everything in the body. And one of the best way how to help your body relax is because the feet bear the brunt of so many things. We don't realize that. But if you were to use a very simple practice, this strengthens your immune system, and people have used this for thousands of years. Once again, put your feet in warm water, and then every few minutes as your feet get conditioned to the warmth, make it hotter. Crank it up for like 15 minutes. Just keep on cranking it up. And then in the end, run some cold water over your feet. Put some socks on. Okay. Go to bed. Your feet feel great, relaxed, restored circulation, blood flow. It's like getting a great foot massage, but without having to do anything. And then your feet is connected to everything else in the body. So the potential of you being able to relax more is just going to be just so much better for you. So make sure you do get a good and get adequate sleep. 7 hours is probably, or more if you can, enjoy that, okay? And then again, stress. So many people today are stressed. This whole thing is blown up into stress.
It is. I mean, and one of the things I'm even telling people is, turn the TV off, turn the radio off, avoid overindulging in social media, because these are the stress factors. I know we're hungry for that information and we want to know, but is it really that critical that we need to know from an hour to an hour of what the stats are, what's going on? Not really. We really need to, because that's going to add that. Earlier on you mentioned the sympathetic, parasympathetic. That's on a bungee string. It's like a roller coaster right now in a lot of people. I mean, people's nervous systems are like a roller coaster with what they're being exposed to, what they're being told, what they're seeing. So stress is a really, really important one, and it's easier said than people. We have to look at, and again, we can talk into detail of that, but look at some simple strategies and exercises to manage that stress. Yeah, we all encompass stress on some level. I think the fundamental thing is to see how we, first of all, recognize it, and secondly, how we manage it. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about that too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So people who engage in healthy lifestyle are less likely to succumb to these infections and these chronic diseases. And it's been proven, right? So let's look at some healthy things that we should be doing in lifestyle.
Right.
So number one is, again, it's about the mindset. Decide to be happy.
Yes.
Laugh even.
Yes.
Right? Laughter, they say, is best medicine for you as well. So laugh it off. You see these people in this panic. I am not going to buy in this.
Yes.
Laugh about it, and just it can do wonders.
And you can see that. I'm not sure. I mean, recently, there was a lot of information on the radio and the news where the Italians now, who, as you know, has been shut down. These people are standing outside on the balconies and singing away, smiling and singing the national anthem, and the spirit of those people is gonna help fight what's going on down here.
100%.
Yeah.
So I always I say to myself, on a daily basis, that my purpose is to bless, to help heal, and to inspire others. Because when we're inspiring, it means also you can break it down in spirit.
Yes.
So when we generate this within us, we energetically can affect other people. So when people are singing songs,
yes,
music is key to inspiring.
Yeah.
So great music. Don't do some headbanging music. But some nice light music that is building up, right?
Absolutely.
And Italians with their operas.
Yes.
Wow. They really.
And music isn't about an emotion.
Sure it
and
is.
And we know that we experience that because depending on what mood we were. So it is. I mean, even again, something simple as that, having some music on in the background, and people are going to notice that shift in their energy. Even their mindset. Oh, wow, it's been an hour and I haven't thought about the coronavirus, or I haven't thought about this, because they're distracted. So that's important. So you mentioned laughter, very, very key.
Good music, and again, be the source to help inspire others, and by doing that, we can just change many of the at least be a help to help people change their attitudes.
Absolutely.
They're depressed.
Yeah.
Wow, why?
Yeah.
Maybe laugh, inspire them, and you can lift them out of that.
Yes.
And because everything being energy, you get this person, now you start getting a chain reaction.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom. It's like throwing the pebble in the pond. You see the initial ripple, then you don't see anything.
Yes.
But doesn't mean the energy stops. The energy keeps on going. Okay? So anyways, a couple other points. So on the positive side, again, we're talking about diet, about foods.
Yes.
So we're going to expand on that in our next sequence. Hydration.
Yep.
So many people lack just drinking water, period.
Absolutely.
Right? So they'll maybe drink their pops and whatever else that are full of sugars, which lowers the immune system. Increase, simple thing, water.
Yeah.
And you want clean water, energized water.
Absolutely.
Things like the John Ellis water and so on, and maybe we'll expand on that a little. So if you're a smoker or in smoky environments, stop smoking.
Yes.
And if you're a smoker and you have this habit, make sure you're not smoking around other people, because now you're affecting those people.
Yes.
Okay, so if you got kids, family, and if you're used to smoking inside your home or inside your car, step out if you can, and smoke elsewhere.
Well, especially with the current situation,
Yes.
it's a virus that's attacking our upper respiratory tract.
Exactly.
So we want to be sensible about that. So if you are a smoker, then choose to, which hopefully you are doing anyway, but smoke away from other people, and don't let that be a concern for compromising the lung capacity.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky. I live close to the forest here,
Yes.
watersheds. But again, you have a park.
Yes.
Grounding, be good. Feed on hug a tree. Even.
Yes.
Because as I've shown in my previous
Yes.
videos, we did it in this watershed park here. The trees, you touch the tree. The tree is very grounded with its root structure, with all the other trees where the roots entangle and everything else. So now all of a sudden you get this whole energetic effect. Lean up against the tree, just stay there, hug the tree, whatever. Get contact with nature, feed on the negative ions, on the energetic forces that nature provides, because we are nature.
Yes.
So going for a simple walk, breathing in the negative ions, touching things, even looking at it, enjoy, get inspired by nature overall. That can be also just a great way of healing, right?
Yeah.
Be in touch with nature.
Absolutely. Sunshine, good quality air, being surrounded by green chlorophyll out there. Those environments are very, very important.
Yeah, and it's like what you mentioned on the subject of chlorophyll. We know that chlorophyll is the blood of the plants.
Absolutely.
And it's so identical to human blood, with the exception that chlorophyll is bound to magnesium, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And human blood is bound to iron.
Yes.
But otherwise the composition is the same. So you want to build healthy blood, get more into the greens, the leafy greens and all that. So you have there some, limit alcohol, avoid, which has been a plague, is white sugar, or sugar, too much sugar in general.
Yes.
Can be, because they say a teaspoon of sugar can lower your immune system for the next 8 hours.
Yes.
Okay, so you drink a can of Coke or many of these pops, they got maybe up to 8 teaspoons of sugar. You want to sabotage your health.
Yes.
So don't go hoarding Coke or, whatever, any of these sort of things, right? And drink just too many sweets. If you're into drinking the juices, even though they might be orange juice and so on, just remember this, that when you eat the orange, it's the sugars and everything are within the fiber. When you're eating that, the digestive system has to break down the fiber, so you get a slow release.
Yes.
When you're drinking the concentrated juice, then you're getting the sugar like, boom, sugar starts to spike, and that can upset the insulin if your pancreas is not producing enough. Now, the sugar can be very damaging. So it creates out of balance conditions. Learn stress management. So what are simple things? You start to get stressed. Sit down, calm your mind a little bit, start doing some deep breathing. That rhythm that you create within the breathing, that can also, and breathe things out. Right?
Yes.
You get some negativity, just breathe it out of your body, and just sit in there in quietness, pray, meditate. I think coming from this state of calmness, right? It
is important, especially, like I said, finding a place in your home, a quiet space, actually making that time and being conscious of that is very, very key, whether it's the start of the day or the end of the day, the middle of the day, just taking that. And even something as simple as 5 minutes, 3 minutes, that's enough. Even taking 20 breaths in and out outside is going to have a huge impact with regards to that feeling. So those, and what, hopefully with describing some of the things today, our listeners and our viewers can understand that what we're talking about is free and takes probably a few moments to do. So, and yet the impact of these, systemically together in synchronicity is huge with regards to our immune system and making sure that we remain healthy.
So even if you make one change,
it's
a change, right? And that can lead to the second, to the third. You could be inspired by making just that one change. But the thing I always say, you know, okay, if we can only change all this, well, number one, be the change you want it to be. It
Yes.
begins with you.
Absolutely.
So, just like we're trying to teach babies to walk and everything else, they go through that stage where they crawl most of the time. Sometimes they jump up
Yes.
pretty quick. But still, go through the baby steps. That's okay, whatever you're doing. However, you know, if your health is very compromised, you maybe have to, like I say, sometimes when it gets down to eating habits, it's put the knife to the throat,
Yes.
you know, because the true factor is that, okay, conditions, things, habits that kill more people. Knives and forks kill more people by us just eating bad foods,
Yes.
following bad diets.
Yes.
And the word
Yes, indeed.
diet is the word die. So
Yes.
your food can kill you. So we're going to get on after the next session, but we're going to get into some more specific foods and so on. So anyways, thank you for watching this segment. Stay well. Share this with other people. Okay? We just wish you to inspire. See you in the next video. Thank you.